Circa in Gothenburg, Sweden tonight. The figure skating world comes to worship its superstars at the Scandinavium. Tonight in Sweden, Canadians on the rise. First medals in the pairs, and Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davison are within striking distance. The Chinese lead, the brilliant Germans next. Red and white still have hopes of a medal of any color. Meantime, the women make first impressions in Gothenburg. While the Japanese superstar Mao Asada dominates our attention, her teammate Miki Ando reigns as champion. Korea's Yuna Kim serves notice she's a contender, and Joannie Rochette flies Canadian colors in Scandinavia. Tonight, the women take center stage at the World Figure Skating Championships on CBC. There's the scene of the drama, the Scandinavium in Gothenburg, Sweden. The people who sell the programs at this arena are experiencing few difficulties tonight. The first world champions to be crowned this evening. Gold, silver, and bronze medals in the pairs competition. Coming up, Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davison of Canada have a chance. They will skate in the final flight at the 2008 World Championships. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our CBC studio. Championship figure skating on CBC and the 2008 Worlds from Gothenburg. Scott Russell along with Tracy Wilson and Kurt Browning. Now, listen, the Canadians have a chance, but let's not put too fine a point on it. They're in fourth position after the short program, and it's a chance only.
It's a chance, but it's a great start, particularly coming off a loss at the Canadian Championships where they lost their national title. So what they did in the short program is exactly what they wanted to do, a very strong, solid skate, and they're sitting less than 3 points off the podium.
So Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davison, the 2007 Canadian champions. They've been to the Worlds twice before. Twice they have finished 7th place in the pairs competition. But Kurt, they will be taking on some pretty strong international competitors, in particular the Germans.
Well, they've done it before. Yeah, the Germans are hot this year, but they've done it before. What I like about their position right now is that they don't have a title to protect. They don't have a spot on the podium to protect. Nothing in their game, nothing in their minds to play mind games with themselves. So I think that just leaves them free to be predators and go, nothing to lose.
Well, but it makes it still, it's a very difficult job to go after this German team who have the total package and have dominated competition this year. They've got the big tricks. They also have the subtle nuances, the artistry, the wonderful transitions between their elements. So they did not look sharp, though, in the short program, so we're expecting the Germans to step it up a notch and show what they're capable of in the free program.
We're talking about the Germans, but Kurt, Zhang and Zhang, the Chinese, have the lead after the short program.
Yeah, but they don't really inspire us the same way that the German team does, and certainly our Canadian team. The Chinese teams are getting better.
They got the big wow tricks, eh?
They do, but when you're watching skating, you often lead with your heart on your sleeve, and I think that's why we're not talking about them as much.
All right, Dubé Davison of Canada have a chance in the free skate in the pairs competition. We're going to lead off the evening with the first appearance of the women at the World Championships in Gothenburg, and let's get ringside now to set it up with Brenda Irving.
Scott, the women's competition at the last World Championships was certainly a year of firsts. 3 former World Junior champions, including 2 who were making their senior world debut, made it onto the podium in Tokyo. And as we see in tonight's headlines, the Asian women are leading the way here in Sweden once again.
Of women's figure skating shifted dramatically at last year's World Championships. For the first time in history, all 3 world medalists were from Asian countries, and not many are expecting that to change this season. Japan's Miki Ando skated off with the gold at the 2007 Worlds, but this season she struggled with injury and perhaps motivation. Uncharacteristically, Miki hasn't won a single event. She may be in a fight just to stay on the podium in Sweden. And while Miki has looked ordinary, her teammate and last year's world silver medalist has been unstoppable. Media darling Mao Asada was beaten only once this season. She's collaborated with legendary Tatiana Tarasova from Russia and will settle for nothing less than the gold this time around. But Yuna Kim may have something to say about that. The Korean now owns the record for the highest score ever in both the short and free programs. But a hip injury in February forced her to pull out of the Four Continents competition at home in Korea and put her off her training schedule for several weeks. She faced the same problem heading into the 2007 Worlds and still flew home with a bronze medal. That's why Yuna Kim cannot be counted out. And Canada's Joannie Rochette has bounced back after a disappointing 2006-2007 season. The Canadian champion tackled some of the technical deficiencies in her short program, which prevented her from competing with the top tier of skaters at last year's Worlds. Many believe those changes will help her improve dramatically on her 10th place finish a year ago.
And you know, Joannie did finish second at the Four Continents competition in Korea in February, beating out the reigning world champion, Miki Ando. And speaking of Miki Ando, she has now reverted back to her short program in the hopes of salvaging what has so far been a less than stellar season.
Thanks very much, Brenda. Well, you're talking a lot about Miki Ando, but the figure skating world is not talking a lot about the reigning world champion. Why is that, Tracy?
Well, because of such a disastrous season where the world champion did not qualify for the Grand Prix final. She has talked this year about having a lack of motivation after winning the world championships, and it's shown in her skating. And so she's had to go back to the drawing board to try and salvage the season, but just has not looked strong all year while other skaters have.
Door open for somebody?
Yeah, let's put Joannie Rochette in that door. I just think that off the podium, there's a few names that have a potential to leapfrog over that potential. And I agree with you. I think that Miki might be leaving a spot open. Joannie, this is it. Triple, it's time. She knows it. She's got the potential. But the big word is starting to become when. Make a statement, Joannie. Go for it. This could be it.
So if you're going to get a new world champion, who's your favorite?
Oh, I'm going to go with Mao Asada. I just feel that on paper, maybe Una is doing better this year, but Mao, wow. I mean, wow, Mao. I mean, but don't tell our coach, Brian Orser, I said that.
Yeah, the first and last word to you.
Well, Yuna Kim, yes, has dominated all year on paper and on the ice, because she did win the Grand Prix final, defeating Mao Asada. But as you said, that injury has really affected her training. She's been off for weeks. So it makes for a great competition, don't you think?
Canadian flags wave at the Scandinavium in Gothenburg. And this is the women's short program. And there is one of the two Canadian representatives, 18-year-old Mira Leung. Born and lives in Vancouver, coached by Joanne McLeod, who's on the sidelines there. And Mira, consistently the silver medalist at the Canadian Championships, and she has all sights set on appearing at Vancouver 2010.
Wonderful new artistic look for Mira Leung this year. Short program, La Bayadere. Typically not as strong in her short program as her free program, but a great competitor, usually has nerves of steel.
No preparation for that combination at all.
But well done.
Beautiful triple flip. And again, it just seems like the jumps are a part of the program.
Compete for Canada at the Four Continents in Korea, where she was 5th. Joannie Rochette of Canada there was 2nd.
So in the short program, the ladies are limited to 3 jump opportunities. One must be in combination, the other a double axel, as well as a triple jump out of footwork. And that's the reason that Mira has not been as successful in the short as in the long, because she's a jumper. Typically, you can do more jumps in the free program.
Make up for lost ground. think those things that she's making up for is flow across the ice and maybe upper body movement, just all those things that make you stop thinking when you're watching a skater and start enjoying. But to be honest, I'm enjoying this program. She's improved.
As well as the jump, she's also been very good at spinning. Takes her flexibility and uses it to its advantage, and now she'll do the same in this spiral sequence. Holding the leg, then releasing it, relying on strength to keep the foot up there.
Yeah, don't try that at home. Good for you.
Mira Leung was 24th at the last World Championships in Tokyo. She was skating with some tendonitis there and is bound to move up based on a clean short program here at the Scandinavium.
You made an excellent point, Kurt, about her upper body movement. I think where she's improved is in her knees as we look at her combination here. Her triple Lutz double loop.
You know, she's also, and I don't know how to put this, but she smoothed out her jumping style. She used to rock her head way over to the side. She gave us things that you could linger on and wonder, why do you do that? And now she's smoothed all those elements out, giving us a chance to appreciate her qualities instead of looking at her negatives.
And here you can see the use of the knees throughout the skating between the jumps. I think the other area she's improved are her arms. They're much more expressive and graceful. But the missing link is her body movement and actually feeling it right from her core. And that helps bring the meaning across to the judges and the audience.
Very popular in the city of Vancouver. We saw that at the Canadian Championships at the Pacific Coliseum. Marks for Mira Leung, the technical elements, 29.21, 21.48 for her presentation here at the Scandinavium. Season's best score, you'll see that throughout the night, 53.01. Her short program yields a 50.69, and that will be below her season high water mark to date.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be closer.
We'll return to our exclusive coverage of the 2008 World Figure Skating Championships from Gothenburg, Sweden, in just a moment. Back to the Scandinavium in Gothenburg and getting set to go, 22-year-old Yukari Nakano of Japan, 5th at the last 2 World Championships, including at home in Tokyo last year. You know, very often she is overlooked by the more stunning and spectacular younger Japanese skaters.
She often has a wonderful personality on the ice, especially when she's skating well, skating here to the music of Chopin. And last year she was the only skater in the top 6 at Worlds that did not have a triple-triple combination. She does not have one planned this year. There's her combination, a triple flip, double toe.
As she skates into her Lutz, you know, she doesn't have the triple-triple, but she does have a triple axel in her suitcase at the hotel room, maybe. Triple Lutz.
She can bring the triple axel out only in the free program. And as you say, that's what makes her so strong. Her other strength, her spins. Watch the lovely positions and the speed of rotation.
And some skaters have the ability to use their arms to, you know, illustrate the spinning motion. Stefan Lambiel can do it. It's an optical illusion, but it works.
Saw her skate so well at Quebec City in Skate Canada, where she finished 2nd to her teammate Mao Asada.
nice. Sometimes it just looks easy, doesn't it?
And the crowd receives her well, the elegant Yukari Nakano of Japan.
A look at her combination, a triple-double. We're expecting some triple-triples to come in this competition, but very clean and precise. And here's a look at her triple lutz and a little bit of a leg wrap.
Yeah, she doesn't have the best spinning position in the air, but she's one of those skaters that can find what we call the running edge. That means that you and the blade are pointed in the same direction at the end of the jump, basically.
And that's what matters.
And golden blades. Tried those for 2 days.
The other thing I like about Yukari, particularly in this performance, and Kurt, we've talked about it before, when a skater can take a technical short program and turn it into a performance, it's so engaging, and that's going to help her a lot with the second mark. You'll notice in the short program as the evening progresses, the competition is so tight in the ladies short program. The judges will be looking to kind of split hairs to separate the skaters. So it's going to be the little things that they do, like great spins, beautiful positions in the spiral.
How long they hold those positions?
Exactly, and those are the things that can add up and make a big difference in the end.
There are her marks. Technical elements 34.83, 26.27 on the presentation for Yukari Nakano. 61.10, a new season's best, and that will bring out a large smile from the well-respected Japanese skater Yukari Nakano. 61.10, her short program score to take over first place in this World Championship competition. Still very early in the going. Back to Gothenburg, Sweden, and more of the women's short program, including Joannie Rochette. You're watching the 2008 World Figure Skating Championships on CBC. In the catacombs at the Scandinavium in Gothenburg, Joannie Rochette with her coach Manon Perron. And as Brenda Irving explains, this partnership has given rise to great success over the years.
22-year-old Joannie Rochette and coach Manon Perron have been joined at the hip for most of Joannie's career. Manon has been guiding her through the highs and lows of life, inside and outside of skating.
I would describe our relationship more as a mom and daughter, because yes, sometimes we fight and sometimes it's tough, but she's a good role model for me.
But like any mother and daughter, they didn't always see eye to eye. And 3 years ago, after a particularly trying season, the coach had had enough and cut Joannie loose.
One season, she just kicked me out of here. She knew it was the best for me, and I think a good coach would do that.
But after a season apart, Joannie realized she needed Manon as a coach and as a friend. And after a disappointing 10th place finish at last year's Worlds, Manon once again told her the truth. If she wanted to compete with the top tier of skaters, she'd have to add a triple-triple jump to her short program. A move she'd resisted.
Yes, me and Manon set the goals at the beginning of the season to only try it. We didn't even talk about landing it, just trying it, because the main thing for me is that I was always scared to make a mistake, and you just need to go out there, try it.
To sweeten the pot, the coach added a little cold, hard cash. Manon promised to pay Joannie $100 every time the skater tried the triple-triple. A little wager that soon paid off big, as the tenacious Joannie tried the jump at the last two events of the season.
When I landed it, I felt like finally everything is coming into place after trying it for more than a year.
That first flash of success has been like a strong dose of medicine, erasing the pain of past disappointments. With the jump in her repertoire, Joannie expects more of herself at this year's Worlds.
It's every athlete or coach's dream to have her athlete on the world podium. And of course, it will mean a lot to both of us.
And like any mother and daughter who spend long hours together, they get a quiet satisfaction in knowing they bring out the best in each other.
Me and I don't speak so much about results because this means so much more to me, the training time, the quality time we have together. And of course, we want to make it all happen during those 4 minutes at the World Championships.
Cheers! See you in Sweden.
I'm with Minot Perot, and Minot, this is Joannie's 6th World Championships, and there seems to be a real quiet confidence about her this time around. Do you get that same sense?
Yeah, I have the same feeling. She's ready, and she's more confident about herself. So yeah, she's coming in another state of mind.
Now, a lot of people believe that this is her best opportunity to be on the podium at a World Championship. What do you think she has to do to get that done this year?
2 perfect performance.
Nothing less than that will do.
Yeah, that's it. 2 perfect.
And what about the triple-triple?
We'll see what happens. If she's well placed, she'll try it. But if she don't feel that she's perfectly placed she will go for triple-double. You have to be intelligent.
Thanks for this.
Thank you.
Canadian fans are behind her at the Scandinavium. Joannie's hometown is Île-du-Pas, Quebec. She and Manon train in Saint-Léonard, part of the metropolitan Montreal area. 4 times she's been the Canadian champion. What she needs right now is a good short program, something she did not have at the last World Championships in Tokyo. She wound up 10th, but had to scramble in the free skate to get there.
This year skating to Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1. She was 16th in the short program last year and then climbed up to 10th. And it's typically her weakness, the short program. A better long program skater, opening with a beautiful double axel. And next up, the triple combination.
Must not have felt perfect. You want so much for the skater when you're sitting here squirming in your chair that it just looked like she could have reached back and maybe turned the 3. But like her coach said, it's got to be perfect.
So she settles for a fine triple-double for her combination. Next element is key. It's her Lutz. She's looking a little slow. Just steps out of the landing.
Hard to believe, you know, she's only just 22, already 6 times to the World Championships.
Her coach, Manon Perron, talked about wanting to be perfect, and sometimes that can get in the way of a performance, because if she had her sights set on a triple-triple and didn't, then you start to feel less than. And you can see she started off very strong. She's looking a little bit tight, so she's got to just try and get her shoulders down, get into her knees, and let this performance go.
It's good advice. What you can't hear on television is the counting that's going on in the skaters' heads. They all have to hold those positions for an allotted amount of time or pay the fine.
She's coming into the World Championships on a high, a silver medal at the Four Continents in Korea. Joannie Rochette, the four-time Canadian champion.
Well, Kurt, I thought she started out very strongly, but I got nervous after she didn't do the triple-triple. Just watching her, it looked like she started to pull in. Here's her double axel.
I love the landing on this.
She'll get extra marks for that.
It's just beautiful and then perfect with the music. And then the money jump, the $100 jump. And what looked great from here, but a little bit tight and too low in the knee. And you know what? In slow motion, a smart decision.
Now, throughout the performance, if you watch her shoulders, they just started to come up a little bit. It only really affected her in the lutz. The rest of it looked quite strong, good, strong spins. And I think this performance really brings out the best in her skating, Kurt. It really shows her power and her speed.
And the next step for her, I believe, because the jumps are coming, the right attitude is coming, the next step is the upper body freedom. If you look at Mao Asada or the top skaters, they all seem to have this, nonchalant kind of freedom with the upper body, which makes you relax and enjoy the program. She doesn't have that yet.
So the first set of marks is where Joannie will pay for the step out in the lutz. You can see how she feels about her performance, looking a little subdued here in the kiss and cry.
Technical elements, 32.99. Presentation, 26.54. The short program, 59.53 for Joannie Rochette. Now we can tell you that Miki Ando, the current world champion, skated previously to this, and Joannie Rochette has been better than Miki Ando, the reigning world champion. So that's an encouraging note.
Well, we've been talking about the triple-triple all day, and Joannie, tell me what you were thinking as you were heading into that jump.
I was just thinking to go for it if the first one was good, but my coach told me the others were attempting triple-double today, so it was really important not to make a major mistake like a fall. And when I went into the flip, it was not strong enough to do the second one, so I just kept it as a double.
Well, the free program is the strongest of your competition. Anything that you can take from this short program and use it in tomorrow's free?
Well, tomorrow I don't have the triple to worry about, so my plan is definitive, whereas today I didn't know for sure what was going to happen. That's always a bit harder mentally. In the long program, I just stick to the plan and I do one thing at a time, and I like it better.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Joannie Rochette, four-time Canadian champion.
Joannie Rochette currently second in the short program to Yukari Nakano of Japan. Here's Yukari Nakano's teammate, the elegant, the brilliant, the 17-year-old Mao Asada, and she is frantically loved in that country and is the overwhelming favorite here at the Scandinavian.
A lovely lyrical skater, deep bendy knees, and she uses those knees to spring into the air. Here comes her triple-triple. Gorgeous. Triple flip, triple loop. Very difficult second jump.
Quality skating, quality jumping. Watch how the upper body and the lower body go at the same time. Not as much flow out of that one as she probably would have liked, but in the short program, get it done. Double axel.
So much expected of her at the World Championships in Tokyo last year. She had some difficulty in the short program, came on to be brilliant in the free skate, and just behind Miki Ando at the end of the day.
Scott, she usually lights it up in practice. A stunning practice skater. A little inconsistent, as you said, at the World Championships and also this year in competition. This is one of the freest performances I've seen of her in the short program.
Well, Mao has won a lot this year. 4 continents, Skate Canada, the Grand Prix of France, and the Japanese Nationals. And she has given herself a chance here in Gothenburg.
So small, so slight in the air, she turns so easily, but the triple loop is a really difficult jump. You have to repower up from the same landing leg. You don't get to transfer your weight to the other foot. Very difficult.
This is a jump that she will take a deduction on for the wrong edge on the takeoff of that jump. She flips from an outside to an inside, something that the judges are cracking down on this year. One thing that she's going to get some nice marks for, the quality of the positions in her spin. And again, the flexibility here evident in her spiral. May have been a little bit short though, as you said, Kurt. They're counting. Each position has to be held for at least 3 seconds. If not, then they'll lose some marks. And you can see her beautiful use of her knees. Watch how she rises and falls. Keeps the movement flowing across the ice and makes her skating look effortless.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Here are the marks for Mao Asada. Season's best once again to the left, 60.94. 35.22 on the technical elements. The presentation, 28.88. Critical short program here at the World Figure Skating Championships. Very pleased, as you can see by her expression, a new season's best, and it has been a great season for Mao Asada of Japan, and she will take over the lead here in center stage now at the Scandinavium. The European hope, Carolina Kostner of Italy. Mao Asada of Japan is the current leader in the short program. Carolina Kostner has been a bronze medalist at the World Championships in 2005. She's the first Italian to win a European championship.
And of all the skaters in this competition, this is one who does extremely well in the short program. In 6 competitions this year, she's won the short program on 5 occasions.
Speed, flow, footwork, spins, spirals, and these big jumps. In combination.
Whoa.
Wow.
A triple flip, triple toe, and very consistent on that element, thus the success in the short program. If she struggles, it's on the triple lutz, but I love the way she's so confident in this. And look at the speed. A little tilted and step out on the landing.
I wish we had a radar gun. So fast.
Gorgeous position there on the spiral.
She's so fast, she skated right off the screen.
Where'd she go?
Made an impression close to home at the Grand Prix final, which was held this year in the Olympic city of Torino. Carolina Kostner was the bronze medalist there.
For anyone who's been watching skating over the past few years, I think you'll see a freedom in her skating now that you haven't been seeing. She seems to be enjoying herself out there, which allows us to enjoy her. Her footwork is incredible. Changing direction, transferring momentum, and
Yeah, you're right. She has a joie de vivre in this program. Using her full body in the footwork, and I love the way she's relating with the audience and using her face to express this program.
wow, you know what? I'm a friend of hers. I love the fact that she skated to the doors. I'm a big fan of the doors. That program had me going and lost me at the last second. It just sort of powered out instead of powered up.
Well, talk about powering up. That would be the first combination.
This girl has turbo boosters.
And what makes her jumps so exciting, the speed she takes into them. Look at this triple flip. Lots of speed on the landing and great trajectory. A little bit of a toe there on the landing of that second jump. A little off balance in the Lutz.
What's important is that she rotated 3 times around, and in the new system, don't pop it. Whatever you do, don't turn it into a double. This is
21 years of age, I was going to say, 21 years of age, and already she's been to the World Championship 6 times, Kurt. And she was indeed the bronze medalist at the Grand Prix final in Torino. Technical elements 36-34. Presentation score of 27.94 for Carolina Kostner. And again, she has been very strong in the short program. 64.28. New season's best for the Italian and the European champion, Carolina Kostner.
Way to go, Carolina.
We'll be back with more from the 2008 World Figure Skating Championships in Gothenburg in just a moment. And a contender by any measure, Korea's Yuna Kim, a 17-year-old, but a contender who is dealing with a lingering injury.
She injured her hip, and this has been an injury from overuse at the beginning of February. She was on fire all season, undefeated, but training severely limited. And there's coach, Mr. Brian Orser. They train in Toronto. Skating to Fielder Mouse, and this is choreographed by David Wilson. And she will open here with her triple-triple combination, triple flip, triple toe. Look at the height. Oh, a beautiful combination.
Oh.
Back on the heel.
Third at the last World Championships in Tokyo, behind Miki Ando, Mao Asada of Japan.
What's so important when you make a mistake in the short program is that you don't let it affect the rest of your performance. It's very important that Yuna continues to push through this so she keeps the levels of the footwork, the spirals, and the spins. She's looking a little bit subdued and tight through this section. relative to how she usually competes.
I was just going to say,
Sorry, as good
I
as
was
it is.
comparing her to my skating. But when you're as good as she is, you are sometimes competing against yourself at your best.
You can hear the audience willing her on. And an Ina Bauer right into a double axel.
Nicely done. Like you said, Tracy, every little thing counts, including not only just the mistakes, but the positives, like that difficult entry into the double axel.
She is beloved in her country. The 1988 Olympic silver medalist and her coach, Brian Orser, continues to be amazed by the attention she receives at home. It's because Yuna Kim is a bright light in women's figure skating.
Not very typical to female jumping distance. And you just can't believe how much ice this girl covers, and she makes it look easy.
And her coach, you can see he's relieved to have that one under his belt. But this was the problem. The triple Lutz, normally a very secure jump for Yuna, did not get a good snappy takeoff, was loose in the air. But she's a skater with very few weaknesses. Can't think of any, actually.
Personality. I would love to see her, and she's doing it. I would love to see her invite us into her skating more. And you, people at home might be wondering, why is he talking so much about that? It's because we're all people, including the judges, and if you can influence someone on a personal level, you've got him.
Here's a look at her double axel at the end of the program. And this is a skater who takes few deductions on her jumps, rarely under-rotated or wrong edges. They are very pure technique, but a big mistake on the Lutz. As you know, not only does she get -3 for the jump, but she also takes another full deduction for the fall. So 4 points in all, and there's the difference in the short program.
59.85, which is well below her personal and season's best. Current rank for Korea's Yuna Kim. There's a little bit of a smile, but along with Brian Orser, her coach, the current rank is number 4. Standings after the women's short program: Carolina Kostner, Mao Asada a close second. Big group vying for third spot, including Joannie Rochette of Canada. It is very tight there. As well, the standings include Mira Leung of Canada in 14th position right now after the short program here.